What if the most important conversation you ever have isn't with a friend, a partner, or a boss, but with yourself? And what if that relentless inner chatter isn't just a harmless monologue, but the very architect of your reality? Get ready, because we're about to pull back the curtain on the silent, powerful force that is literally building the world you experience, moment by moment. You might think your thoughts are just thoughts. Fleeting, private, maybe a little weird sometimes, but ultimately just noise inside your skull. Think again. There's a hidden echo chamber operating within your mind, a 24/7 broadcast station playing a very specific kind of tune, and you're the only listener. This isn't just some new age fluff. We're diving into the neurology of how your inner voice becomes the blueprint for your life, and more importantly, how you can grab the microphone and change the song. Ever felt stuck? Like you're running on a hamster wheel, repeating the same mistakes, feeling the same anxieties, no matter how hard you try to change? It's not bad luck, and it's not a cosmic joke. It's very likely your own inner dialogue, your self-talk, has built a cage around you without you even noticing. It's the silent architect, constructing your reality brick by invisible brick. But here's the good news. You're not just the resident of this house, you're also the builder. And today, we're handing you the tools to start a complete renovation. The average person has tens of thousands of thoughts per day. Let that sink in. Tens of thousands. A constant flowing river of judgments, worries, memories, and daydreams. Most of it flies by under the radar, a subconscious hum we barely register. But this isn't just background noise. It's the most influential podcast you'll ever listen to, and it's on a continuous loop. This constant stream of self-talk is the primary filter through which you interpret every single thing that happens to you. It's the voice that decides whether a challenge is an opportunity or a threat, whether a critique is helpful feedback or a personal attack, whether you're worthy of success or destined to fail. So how does this actually work? This isn't just philosophy, it's rooted in our brain's very architecture. It's all about a fascinating concept known as neuroplasticity. Your brain is not a fixed, static organ. It's more like a dynamic, living landscape of neural pathways. Every time you have a thought, a tiny electrical signal travels down a specific path in your brain. Now, think of these pathways like trails in a forest. The first time you have a thought like, "I'm not good at public speaking," you're forging a new little trail. It's faint, maybe a little overgrown. But if you walk that same path again and again, thinking, "I'm so awkward, everyone's going to judge me, I'm going to forget my words," that trail gets wider. The undergrowth is cleared, the path becomes smooth, and it turns into a well-worn road. Your brain, being the incredibly efficient machine that it is, loves shortcuts. It will always prefer to send signals down the path of least resistance. So, the more you repeat a certain thought or belief, the stronger and more accessible that neural pathway becomes. Eventually, it becomes a superhighway. The thought isn't just a thought anymore, it becomes an automatic, default belief. Your brain essentially says, "Oh, this again, I know this one," and sends you right down that familiar road. This is the neural loop in action. Your inner dialogue literally rewires your brain to make certain beliefs feel more true than others. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy on a neurological level. Think about imposter syndrome. Someone gets a promotion, and instead of celebrating, their inner dialogue kicks in. "It was a fluke. They're going to find out I don't know what I'm doing. I don't deserve this." By repeatedly firing up these neural pathways, they start acting in ways that align with that belief. They might shy away from new challenges, downplay their achievements, or over-prepare to the point of burnout, all because their internal narrative has convinced their brain that they are, in fact, an imposter. Their reality conforms to their inner echo chamber. The opposite is just as true. A study on athletes found that those who engaged in positive self-talk and visualization techniques, essentially consciously choosing a different inner dialogue, showed measurable improvements in performance. They weren't just thinking happy thoughts. They were actively carving out new, more empowering neural pathways. They were telling their brains, "I am capable. I am strong. I can do this," until that became the new superhighway. So, what does this look like in the real world, beyond just feeling good or bad? The tangible impacts are everywhere, and they are profound. Let's start with your emotional well-being. Anxiety isn't just a random feeling. It's often fueled by a constant internal narrative of what-ifs. What if I fail? What if they don't like me? What if something terrible happens? Your brain, hearing this on repeat, keeps your body in a state of high alert, pumping out stress hormones. Your inner dialogue creates the physiological experience of anxiety. Similarly, a persistently critical inner voice, one that replays mistakes and focuses on flaws, can be a direct line to feelings of low self-worth and even depression. Dr. Kristin Neff, a leading researcher on self-compassion, points out that we often talk to ourselves in ways we would never dream of talking to a friend. We are our own worst bullies, and our nervous system pays the price. Then there's decision-making. The career you choose, the partner you accept, the risks you take, they are all massively influenced by your inner narrator. If your self-talk constantly whispers, "You're not smart enough for that industry," or "You're not lovable, so you should just settle," you will subconsciously steer your life in that direction. You'll avoid applying for the dream job. You'll ignore red flags in a relationship. Your echo chamber becomes a comfort zone, even if it's a miserable one. It's the voice that tells you whether to invest in yourself or to play it safe, whether to speak up in a meeting or stay silent. Even our financial habits are not immune. If your internal script is one of scarcity, "There's never enough money," "I'm always broke," you might find yourself making fear-based financial decisions, hoarding cash instead of investing, or engaging in retail therapy to quiet the anxiety. Your financial reality begins to mirror the story of lack you're telling yourself. The echoes of your thoughts reverberate directly into your bank account. Okay, so it's powerful, it's pervasive. It might even feel a little scary to realize how much control this inner voice has had. But here's the most important part of this entire conversation. This is not a life sentence. You are not a passive victim of your own neurology. You can absolutely change the conversation. You can become the master of your own mind. This is where we get practical. The first step, and it's the hardest, is simply to become aware. You can't change what you don't notice. This is the core principle of mindfulness. It's about learning to observe your thoughts without judgment. Think of yourself as a scientist watching clouds pass in the sky. You're not the clouds, you're the observer. Start paying attention to the recurring themes in your inner dialogue. What's the tone? Is it critical, fearful, encouraging, neutral? Just notice. When you catch yourself in a negative thought loop, don't beat yourself up for it. Just label it. Ah, there's that "I'm not good enough" story again. This simple act of observation creates a tiny bit of space between you and the thought, and in that space lies your power. The second step is to actively challenge the narrative. This is a cornerstone of cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, one of the most effective therapeutic models out there. When a negative automatic thought pops up, put it on trial. Ask it some tough questions. Is this thought 100% true? Where's the evidence? Is there a more balanced or compassionate way to look at this situation? For example, if you make a mistake at work and your inner voice screams, "I'm such an idiot," challenge it. Okay, I made a mistake. Does that single action make me an idiot? Or does it make me a human who is learning? What did I learn from this? You are essentially acting as your own defense attorney against your inner prosecutor. The third step is intentional replacement. It's not enough to just stop the negative thoughts. You need to consciously build those new, positive neural highways. This is where things like affirmations and positive self-talk come in, but with a crucial difference. Simply repeating, "I am successful," when you feel like a total failure can feel fake and might even backfire. The key is to make it believable. Instead of a huge leap, try a bridge thought. If you're struggling with "I hate my body," jumping to "I love my body" might be too far. Try starting with "My body allows me to walk and breathe and experience the world. I am grateful for what it can do." Or, "I am learning to appreciate my body." These smaller, more believable statements are the first steps on that new neural path. It's about consistency, not intensity. A few minutes each day of consciously directing your thoughts is like going to the gym for your brain. As the author James Clear says in Atomic Habits, small habits, repeated over time, lead to remarkable results. This is the ultimate atomic habit. Remember, you're rewiring decades of programming. It requires patience and compassion for yourself. There will be days when the old, negative superhighway feels irresistible. That's okay. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Every time you catch a negative thought and choose a different one, you are doing the work. You are weakening the old pathway and strengthening the new one. You are being the architect. You're picking up the blueprints and deciding consciously what kind of life you want to build. Your inner world creates your outer world. So what kind of world are you building today? Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content on mastering your mind.